There is an absolutely incredible story coming out of Greece that has largely been kept under the radar. Most people are unaware of this. They have uncovered the remains of a woman from the Bronze Age that when you look at what they found, it is almost impossible to see anything other than what we have on the screen. Clearly, mermaids are much more than a myth. Now, before we go down that road, I would like to clear the air about something. I've had many people come to me and say, Florida Maki, don't you think you're being a little hard on the governor? I mean, he's done so many great things, and it seems like it's awfully quick that you've flipped and said that you're no longer going to support him. Well, first of all, it hasn't been quick. Just because I haven't talked about it doesn't mean I haven't been seeing things for the last few months. One of the big things was his repeating of the lie about Venezuela, but I decided to let that go. And he started to echo a lot of other of Trump's lies, and I was wondering if he was spending a lot of time with him. But this last thing that he did with Dave Rubin, that was the final straw. But I would like to ask you a question. Those of you who think I'm being too hard on the governor. Do you believe in biblical marriage? Yes or no? Do you believe in biblical marriage being between a man and a woman, being the only covenant that our Creator will bless? Now, some are saying, well, Florida Maki, the governor is married, so is Nikki Fried. But there's absolutely no light between the governor and Nikki Fried when it comes to gay marriage at all. In the last 2 years, has the governor given everything that could have been done? Did he ever go to the legislature and say, hey, we need to fix things in Florida so that marriage is only between a man and a woman? Did he even try? No, he didn't. You see, that shows his Achilles. That shows his Achilles. And what makes this even worse? What makes this even worse, him appearing with Dave Rubin, proving that he's terrified of the gay agenda, is his take on Venezuela. You see, this is what started me down this road. There's only one leader ever in the world, in the history of the UN, that has gotten up in front of the UN and invoked the name of Jesus. And that was Hugo Chavez. Give me your crown, Jesus. Give me your cross, your thorns, so that I may bleed. But give me life, because I have more to do for this country and these people. This is when he knew he was sick. You see, you don't do what he just did and appear live on stage with a guy like Dave Rubin just because he doesn't like the Brandon administration either. He created the Brandon administration. His entire agenda, the group that he's allied with. I'll give you the link to this again. No allies who buy babies. Didn't seem to be a problem for the governor. And we're at 3.5 minutes, so I'll let this go here, right here. But let me show you something from the Venezuelan Constitution that was largely written by the party that Hugo Chavez led. Article 77, marriage, which is based on free consent and absolute equality of rights and obligations of the spouses, is protected. A stable, de facto union between a man and a woman, which meets the requirements established by law, shall have the same effects as marriage. Between a man and a woman, period. End of sentence. So either you believe this or you don't. If you believe this, we stand with you. If you don't, we don't. It's just that simple. And based on action, based on what we've seen with our eyes, and those we've condoned, based on other beliefs, sorry. Not going there. Absolutely not. This was my first indication about the guy, and so we covered him for a year and a half and lauded every good thing he did. But all those good works don't add up to naught if, when it comes down to it, you don't honor the Creator. We are created beings. God created us man and woman. The difference between these two right now is one has actually sued the Biden administration based on Second Amendment rights. And I'll give you the hint. It's the one without the short hair and the one not wearing makeup. So, just saying. Just saying. Besides, let me ask a final question on this. It's not okay. Boo, no, we can't import oil from evil, terrible, horrible Venezuela. Oh, they're socialists. Oh, my God, it's terrible. What about Saudi Arabia? What about Saudi Arabia, where you can be put to death for even being a Christian or owning a Bible? Is that okay? Is that okay? I haven't heard Governor DeSantis say a word about stopping that. Canada. The sale of handguns is now banned. And they have banned over 1,500 long guns. But the Keystone Pipeline, importing oil from them, oh, perfectly fine. Let's do business with them. That's not a problem. You see hypocrisy. I don't agree with Nikki Fried on everything, but at least she's not a hypocrite. At least she's not a hypocrite. So, anyway, clear in the air on this. You give me a choice. You give me a choice between standing with a Christian socialist or a secular capitalist. Guess who I'm choosing? But, as we led with, 21-year-old burial of woman lying in bronze mermaid bed, unearthed in Greece. Gold laurel leaves, likely from a wreath laid at her head. Now, I want you to look closely here. Head, arm. What's going on down here? What's going on down here? See the bed? They buried the whole bed. It was made of bronze. This is a artist's recreation of it. There were wood sides and wood slats, and they have long since rotted away. So you have the headboard and footboard, but you have these decorative elements on the end that show the face of mermaids. Now, wait a minute. Hold on, back up. I thought we weren't allowed to assume genders. How do they know it's a woman? I thought we weren't allowed to do that, modern science confirmed. We weren't allowed to look at bones and say, oh, well, that was a woman. Well, you don't know what her gender was. Mermaids. Here's a depiction of a mermaid chair. I wonder how they knew it was a woman. Why mermaids were always depicted as women. And yes, of course, I've heard the stories of the mermen. But largely, the merfolk were women. Why were they women? Why? You see, the origins of this go way, way back. Way, way back. There's even this thing called the aquatic ape hypothesis where they've tried to rewrite this. But my question is this. And I know there's already people typing. Oh, they're just seals or sea cows or manatees or sea lions. Then why would they depict them like this? If they're just going to depict the face, why would they depict the face as a human and not the face of a manatee? See, some time back, discovered something in Antarctica, way up on a hillside. Oh, by the way, the reason I brought this up is where they found it in Greece. That's the key, where they found it. They found it way up north here. See this lake right here? They found it in this little town called Kazani, which is right here. It's over 40 kilometers from the sea. But there is this lake. There is this lake that leads to a river. And that river, I mean, they're showing it in modern times now. Who knows what it looked like 2,000 years ago? Did lead to the sea. So you have to wonder. You really kind of have to wonder if they haven't found the remains of an actual mermaid. Because they buried this creature as if it was a god or goddess. They took an entire bronze bed, and this is thousands of years ago, 1st century BC. Creating bronze beds would not have been easy. And they took the mermaid and the bed and everything, and they put the entire thing in the grave, and they laid gold wreaths at its head, and nobody else was buried in the grave with her, which was also something that was done commonly, burying multiple people in the same graves. This one was left alone. So, just saying that this isn't making more news shows the world that we live in now is truly the Dark Ages. They're probably not covering this because somebody might ask that question. Hey, how can we assume their gender, the gender of mermaids? And can we really assume that all pirates were men? The ones that fell victim to them? I mean, it's just bizarre. It truly is the world we live in right now. The things you can say, the things you can't say, authorized beliefs, unauthorized beliefs, whatever you do, don't dream. Don't have any ideas that are outside the mainstream for sure. But mermaids were found all over, and the reason I'm scrolling through here is to show this. Africa, Southeast Asia, Japan, the Caribbean, even I believe the 1001 Arabian Nights is a story of a mermaid. European culture. Incredible, incredible story. They buried the whole bed over 2,000 years ago with gold leaves. Why would they have done this? I'll leave it there. Have a great weekend. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.